Lesson 11.5, dividing polynomials. Now we're going to be dividing polynomials today by monomials. So if you look at example 1a, we have the polynomial 4x squared minus 18x. We want to divide that by 2x. So what I'm going to do is put a 2x under the 4x squared and a 2x under the 18x. And now I'm going to divide each part separately. I'm going to start off with 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then x squared divided by x. Well, x squared is 2 x's divided by a single x. What happens is one of the x's from the bottom and one of the x's from the top cancel out, leaving you with a single x. And then minus 18 divided by 2 is 9. And again, when there's an x on the top and an x on the bottom, they cancel out. So your final answer is 2x minus 9. Okay? Let's move on to the next one. Again, I'm going to divide everything by 3y. So underneath each part of the polynomial, I'm going to write 3y. Now in the beginning, 2 does not divide 3. So we're going to leave that as a fraction, 2 over 3. Now y squared divided by y, a single y, will result in 1y remaining. Okay, again, y squared is 2 y's with a single y on the bottom. Now you can always cross out 1y. Now if you haven't figured it out yet, y squared divided by y to the first. All we're really doing is subtracting the exponents. 2 minus 1. Now let's move on to the next part of our polynomial. Negative 3 divided by 3. That's negative 1. And a y on the top and a y on the bottom cancel out. Negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. Now this y on the bottom has nothing to divide. Now it's dividing, so it needs to stay where it can divide, which is going to put it under the 3. And that's your final answer. 2/3 y minus 1 minus 3 divided by y. Another example. Once again, I'm going to divide everything by 2t squared. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. If you take the squared away from the 5, 5 take away 2 is 3. Now for the next fraction, 2 does not go into 5 evenly. So simply write the fraction 5 over 2. But t squared cancels out with t squared. 2 of them on the top, 2 of them on the bottom. That cancels. And lastly, 12 divided by 2 is 6. The t squared on the bottom has nothing to divide, so it's going to stay dividing on the bottom. And that's your answer. 2t cubed minus 5 over 2 minus 6, all over, well, that over t squared. Now if you'd like to try d on your own, you should pause. Because what I'm going to do is put 2r underneath each part. Okay, so 4 divided by 2 is 2. Take 1 away from 6, I have r to the 5th. 3 over 2, 2 does not divide into 3, so leave the fraction. Take 1r away from 4 is r cubed. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Take one r away from r squared, leaves me with a single r. Done. 2r to the fifth plus 3 over 2r cubed minus 1r. Now you could have gotten away without writing this 1 in front of the r at the very end, but that's up to you. It's not necessary to write that. So if you'd like, you could erase that. All right, last slide. If you'd like to try these two, go ahead and pause here and try to complete these on your own. All right, so I'm going to divide everything by 3q. 3q, 3q. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Take away a q from 3 is q squared. Minus 6 divided by 3 is 2. Q's cancel out. Now again, you don't have to write a 1 in front of anything, so you could just get rid of that 1. And that would be your answer, q squared minus 2. And the last one, divide everything by 4w, or 4w squared. Now, 4 doesn't go into 6, but that is a reducible fraction. If you take the 6 and divide it by 2, and take the 4 and divide it by 2, you get 3 over 2. That is, of course, if you don't use your calculator to reduce the fraction for you. Now for the w's, 3 minus 2 is a single w. 4 does not go into 3, so I'm going to write minus 3 over 4. Now there's one w on the top but 2 on the bottom. So there's one w on the top and 2 w's on the bottom. Notice that one of them cancels, but there's still a remaining w on the bottom. So since there's more w's on the bottom, the remaining w in this problem does go down with the 4. So there's your answer, 3 over 2w minus 3 over 4w. And that's how you divide polynomials by a monomial. And on the final slide, I'm just going to list the homework that was assigned. So, hope that was helpful, and here's your homework.